Hi guys, it's me. Today we are starting a new series that I want to call What Is It Like? Basically, in each video I'm going to go through and say what it's like to have certain disorders or illnesses and stuff. Today's is anxiety. Anxiety can come in many forms. Everyone has it sometimes, whether that's anxiety about a test or about a new job coming up, whatever. It's normal to feel nervous and anxious because, as I was told multiple times, nerves means you care about it. You're worried that it's not going to go right. Sometimes you're worried that it will go right and then you have to actually do something. But sometimes it can affect your life and it's all the time. And when it starts to get in the way of your day and it means that you have to change the way you do things because you know you're going to get anxious about something, that's when you should probably go see someone about it. I'd recommend seeing your GP, who can then refer you on to a therapist. I'm not sure how it works in other countries, but that's how it works in England. Anxiety can be a symptom of another disorder, such as post-traumatic stress disorder and stuff like that. It can also be a thing on itself, which is called generalized anxiety disorder. Symptoms of this are feeling restless or worried, having trouble concentrating or sleeping, dizziness and heart palpitations. You can have panic attacks, which is when this all comes on in one big flood. So you can have like little bits of panic and anxiety in general, and then when it's like super concentrated, like someone shot a laser down at you of anxiety, and you get like chest tightness and you feel like you can't breathe, so you start to hyperventilate and you feel shaky and you start to cry, and sometimes you feel like you're dying. And it's so painful that sometimes people think they're having a heart attack and people are like, oh, it's just anxiety. But it's not just anxiety. It's anxiety. You're not dying from it, but it's still something you have to deal with every day. And having a panic attack can feel very shameful. You feel like you're not as strong as you should be. You feel like you're weak and vulnerable. But honestly, if you're going through it and you're still around, text messages interrupting me. Honestly, if you have it and you're still going, yay. It's such a dreadful thing to have to deal with. Constantly looking over your shoulder and worrying about stuff all the time is so exhausting. There are different reasons why you can get anxiety. It can be genetic, so if your parents or grandparents have it or whatever, it's likely that you could get anxiety. It can be caused by an imbalance of the chemicals in your brain, serotonin and noradrenaline, and when they're off, they can give you anxiety and depression and whatever, because the brain is like insane. Have you ever tried studying the brain? Like, it's like this big or whatever, and the stuff it does is insane. It's amazing. It can be caused by trauma or stress. So, like, it's a symptom of post-traumatic stress disorder. And it can be from if you've abused drugs or alcohol, then it's quite likely you can get anxiety. And then also chronic pain, painful chronic conditions, which is probably where I come in, but also I get a lot of mine from being bullied a lot, so that can be the stress related stuff. So for me, I get the panic attacks a lot. I get paranoia. I always feel like people are talking about me and that people always hate me or think I'm ridiculous. I get it about these videos. I'm like, nobody's going to want you talking about stuff. Nobody cares. like right now I'm talking about anxiety and I'm doing this, which is one of my sort of coping mechanisms, where I end up like just moving randomly. Sometimes I like scratch the side of my thumb, and the amount of times that I've scratched away the skin because I've been so nervous and I've just been doing this. So at least this is kind of one of my physio exercises. My wrists are going to get stronger. I feel like something bad's going to happen. Like, not like massive like Armageddon or whatever, but just that someone will die, or I'll get worse, or I'm constantly scared at night that someone's gonna break in, someone's gonna come and try to attack me or attack my family, and if I'm asleep, then that means that they're gonna be able to get in and get to them, and it's 100% my fault because I fell asleep. So sometimes I stay up for ages. Just bits like that are just very low chances of stuff happening. And even if it did, it wouldn't be my fault. Like, I didn't do it. I didn't break into my own house and do stuff. And it's never happened to me before. My brain goes, that's something that's gonna happen, and it's very nerve-wracking, and all that. Blah, blah, blah. I get really stammery and like repeat all my words and stuff and start to shut down. Now, I don't know if this is 100% because of my anxiety or if it's because of other things that I have, but it's part of feeling anxious about stuff when I don't understand what people are talking about, or they talk too fast, or I'm just getting a bit lost, or there's too many people. I sort of like go into myself and get as small as I can, and I cry and I stop talking and I hyperventilate, and I just need someone to like hug me and hold me really tightly to calm me down. And that's rough. And I'm telling you all this in case you also go, oh, I thought that was a normal thing that everybody did. When it's not. Like, I'm not saying you're abnormal. I mean, you are, but not in a bad way. You just might need a little extra help. I take meds every day. They make me feel so much better. Sometimes we slip up. I made a video about when I did slip up and I got really, really low and bad things happened, and we 100% regret that right now. So yeah, that's why I'm telling you this, so that if you know someone that has anxiety, you can learn about it. Or if you yourself are having symptoms and you're going, maybe I have anxiety. If you're questioning whether you have it, go see a doctor. Simple. Simple as. But my tips for you. 2 tips. 1, when you're hyperventilating, if you feel like you can't breathe, don't breathe in. Breathe out. Because what you're doing when you hyperventilate is breathing more air in than you're breathing out. So your lungs are full, but you're still trying to breathe, which is why you feel like you can't breathe, because your lungs are already full. So if you just breathe out really slowly, and then you'll be able to breathe normally again. There's also the 5 things. So if you are starting to panic, name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Now, if that's better for you to switch those up and don't necessarily do those exact things, you can do like 5 things you can taste, but that's really hard because who can taste 5 things at once? That's insane. But yeah, just whatever helps to bring you back into the moment, whether that's grounding yourself and focusing on your breathing, and breathe in for a few seconds and then breathe out, and make sure you're keeping that steady pace. Like, just whatever helps you to feel back so that you're not in that scary moment and you're back to your wonderful self. I hope this has helped. I hope you have learnt something. That's what I'm here for. Goodbye.